Pixar has made big changes recently. Their new show, Win or Lose, caught everyone's attention, and not just because of its unique animation style. The studio changed the story in ways that got people talking. Disney Plus numbers were dropping, and families had strong opinions about what they wanted to watch. But here's what makes this really interesting. Pixar didn't just tweak a few scenes, they changed entire storylines. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what happened behind the scenes at Disney and Pixar. You'll learn about the changes they made, why they made them, and what this means for future shows. The real story here isn't just about one show. It's about how Disney is changing its whole approach to family entertainment. Stay tuned, because what I'm about to share might surprise you. Let's go back to when this all started. Win or Lose was first announced by Pixar in December 2020. The show follows a middle school softball team, showing each game from different characters' points of view. Pretty creative, right? Each episode would tell the same story, but through different eyes. The main character is Coach Dan, who leads the Pickles softball team. The show was set to be Pixar's first ever original series for Disney Plus. That's a big deal. Pixar putting their name on a TV show instead of a movie. They wanted to try something new, and Disney gave them the green light. Disney Plus had big plans for this show. They announced it would come out in late 2023, and it was part of their push to get more original content on their platform. Back then, Disney Plus was growing fast. They wanted shows that would bring in new subscribers and keep current ones happy. The creative team at Pixar spent nearly 3 years working on this show. They wanted to tell stories about everyday life that both kids and parents could relate to. The original plan included different types of families and experiences. Every character had their own backstory, their own problems, and their own way of seeing the world. But here's where things get interesting. Disney Plus started seeing some changes in their numbers. Their subscriber growth wasn't what they expected. And that's when the decisions about content started to shift. Now let's break down exactly what changed and when. Back in September 2023, Disney CEO Bob Iger spoke at a major business conference. He made it clear, Disney was going to focus on what they do best, family entertainment. Their goal? Make shows that bring everyone together. The first big change came in October 2023. Disney Plus started looking closely at what their subscribers watched most. The numbers showed something clear. Traditional family stories were getting more views. Shows with complex storylines weren't doing as well as they hoped. Then came the big decision. In early 2024, Disney quietly started changing some of their upcoming shows. Win or Lose got the most attention. They removed certain storylines and focused more on the softball games and team spirit. The changes weren't announced with any big press release. Viewers noticed when comparing early previews with the final version. Bob Iger spoke again in January 2024. He said, "Our focus is on entertainment, not messaging." This wasn't just about one show. It was about Disney's whole approach to storytelling. They wanted to get back to what made Disney famous, stories that focus on adventure, friendship, and family values. Pixar's team adjusted to these new directions. Some original story elements were simplified. They put more focus on the softball games, team dynamics, and Coach Dan's leadership style. The show kept its unique viewpoint style, but the stories changed to focus more on sports challenges and team building. The numbers tell a revealing story. Disney Plus subscriptions hit a rough patch in late 2023. They lost 1.3 million subscribers after raising their prices, the first major drop since launching in 2019. This wasn't just about one show or decision. The streaming wars had gotten fierce, and every platform needed to make tough choices. Money talks, and Disney's stock price reflected these challenges. Their shares dropped 3.7% in just one quarter. Investors started asking questions about the company's streaming strategy. Disney needed to change course fast. Market research showed something interesting. Traditional family content remained Disney's strongest performer. Their classic movies and shows kept bringing in viewers, while some newer experimental content struggled to find an audience. The data was clear. Families wanted content they could watch together. Bob Iger's return as CEO brought a new business approach. He cut $5.5 billion in costs and restructured the entire streaming division. His message to shareholders was simple: Disney would return to its core strengths. They'd make shows and movies that appeal to the widest possible audience. The numbers started turning around. After shifting their content strategy, Disney Plus saw improved viewer engagement. More families were watching together, and importantly, they were staying subscribed. This wasn't just about keeping subscribers. It was about winning back those who'd left. major studios watched Disney's moves closely. Netflix had already shifted their family content strategy in 2023, focusing more on traditional storytelling. HBO Max rebranded to just Max and changed their family content lineup. The entire streaming industry was adapting. Industry analysts at Morgan Stanley reported a clear trend. Family-friendly content with broad appeal generated 60% more viewing hours compared to niche programming. Paramount Plus experienced similar patterns. Their traditional family shows outperformed specialized content by significant margins. Consumer research revealed surprising data. A Parrot Analytics study showed that demand for classic family entertainment jumped 45% in 2023. Parents specifically looked for content they could trust, understand, and enjoy alongside their kids. Competition drove these changes, with Peacock, Netflix, Max, and others fighting for family viewers. Every decision mattered. The streaming war wasn't just about having content, it was about having the right content that keeps families subscribed. Market experts pointed to an interesting shift. While specialized content had its audience, broad family appeal became the new focus. Studios realized they couldn't afford to narrow their audience in a market where every subscriber counted. Pixar's upcoming projects showcase this new direction. Their next 5 announced films focus on universal themes: adventure, family bonds, and personal growth. No more experimental content. They're sticking to stories that connect with everyone. Disney's 2024 to 2025 content lineup reveals their game plan. They've invested $1.5 billion in shows and movies that target family co-viewing. That's money talking. They're betting big on content that brings families together. Think about what this means for streaming. Every major platform is now racing to grab the family audience. Netflix announced 25 new family shows. Amazon Prime doubled their family content budget. The competition's heating up, but with a different focus than before. Studios aren't just making changes, they're completely rethinking how they create content. Writers' rooms now include family focus groups. Test screenings involve entire families, not just target age groups. It's a whole new approach to making shows. What started with one Pixar show turned into a complete shift in how big studios make family entertainment. Disney's move back to traditional content isn't just about one decision. It's about understanding what viewers really want. The numbers, trends, and success rates all point to the same conclusion. Family-friendly content isn't going anywhere. The future's looking pretty clear. More studios will follow Disney's lead, focusing on content that brings families together rather than splitting them apart. Streaming platforms are learning that success isn't about being different, it's about being reliable. Speaking of bringing people together, our channel dives deep into these industry changes every week. Hit that like button if you learned something new today and make sure you're subscribed. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. We've got some fascinating stories about how other major studios are changing their approach. See you in the next one.